So now let's bring in Doug Clinton. He's the founder and CEO of Intelligent Alpha. I know you don't own either Meta or Microsoft directly, but you got to be concerned by the direction of both of these stocks, no?
I wouldn't say overly concerned, Scott. And the reason is, if you think about both of these cases, I think you can explain why both stocks haven't really done so well in the recent past. For Microsoft, as Dee mentioned, peaked kind of in October. I think that corresponds with some of the issues that OpenAI had. Was the leader in AI then it was Google. Now we're talking about Anthropic as probably the leader. Microsoft is most tightly coupled to OpenAI. Now, though, I think we have this question about AI agents and really what do they mean in enterprise, and what will Microsoft's role be in a world where if 3, 5, 7 years from now, most of the work is done by agents. I think that's the problem for Microsoft.
I mean, it's been a pretty stunning move lower. Do you have any indication or feel that it's going to reverse anytime soon? The questions that you're talking about can't be answered anytime soon. That's a problem.
They won't be, and I think that's actually applicable to software broadly, Scott. I mean, if you think about what's been going on with this question about agents and sort of what does enterprise look like in the future, we've discussed internally, we kind of called it like Schrodinger's cat, right? Schrodinger's software it is. Because is it alive or dead? When we fast forward 3 to 5 years, will these companies still be relevant in the software space? And I don't think we're going to have an answer to that question this year or next.
You own enough of these names that when I throw out what Barron's said today, from Magnificent 7 to Miserable 7, do you have any gut feel on when this group is going to turn around and why? By the way, rising interest rates doesn't help. Uncertainty over the war doesn't help, right?
That's right. Well, at Intelligent Alpha, we use AI to do our stock picking. Our models, Scott, have really focused on, I would say, the leaders within this space. Some of the problems for Microsoft, not really leading in AI. Meta, not leading in AI in terms of their frontier models. But NVIDIA is a name we own. Google is a name we own, and Amazon's a name we own. I think you could say they've all shown some leadership characteristics in what they've done, and those stocks have actually performed better year to date.
I mean, you can see Google down today, and some are citing this news about Apple that McKinsey was talking about at the end of the last hour. There's just so much happening. These companies just want to crush each other in many respects. What your customer is your competitor, almost in the same light now, almost for everybody.
It is, and well, you have OpenAI and Anthropic in that mix too. I mean, there's really probably 10 companies that are sort of vying here. And at some point, I think we will see a world where some of these investments don't pay off. I'll point to Meta from the top. If you look at Meta several years ago, they really invested heavily, tens of billions of dollars in the metaverse. That didn't pay off. They've been kind of paring that back now. Now they're investing hundreds of billions in AI. We're going to see some of these companies invest a lot in AI and not have much to show for it. I do think, though, Google, Amazon, they still are two companies that have a good path to monetize.
When you say we're going to see companies invest all this in AI and not have anything to show for it, are you talking about the Mag 7, or are you talking at like second and third tier names, for lack of a better description, just because of how large these are?
I think it could be both. And I mean, again, with Meta, we're not investors there, and there's a reason for that, which is I think they're spending a lot of money still thinking about what they could do in the frontier model space. It feels like they're going to have a hard time competing there, and so I don't know if they're going to show much on that front, even though their investments internally actually monetizing AI have been great.
What's wrong with NVIDIA?
It's
to ask it simple. I mean, the stock has not acted well. Some believe it's going to go back above 200 in the near future, but what's your take?
We still own it. We've actually pared it back a little bit over the last couple of weeks.
Why?
Our models have moved out of NVIDIA a little bit. I think they're seeing more exciting areas in other spaces in hardware to invest in. So we've recently taken a position in Marvell, right? So we're kind of getting into more of the custom silicon space. And I think the broader investment community is probably thinking about the world the same way. NVIDIA, everybody already owns a ton of it. We're looking for other kind of contrarian or alternative ideas, at least. Marvell's one that we just bought, and Credo is another one that we're interested in as well.